Everybody, welcome back to BSG Online 6. Of course, still benefiting Mind, which is a wonderful charity. More on that later. For now, we're just gonna head right into it by showing you this game, Superliminal, played by Ozmourn. Take it away.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Ozmourn, and today we're going to be playing Superliminal. I believe that we had like a bid war on Glitchless and all Easter eggs. Last time I checked, we were doing all Easter eggs. Is that correct? That's still
That is
correct?
correct.
All right. Wonderful. So I'm very glad that I'm going to be showing this off for you guys today. Um, all Easter eggs is a category extension that we recently, relatively recently, conceived. It was made up by one of our community members, Bagel Cat, and I'm very glad to be showing it off here, primarily because it doesn't get a lot of attention in comparison to like Glitchless, which is like the most popular category of the game. But before I begin, would my commentator care to introduce himself?
Yeah, I'm Samsonite363. I've been running the game for quite some time now. I picked up in the glitchless category first. I've watched a bit of world record runs and I learned the route myself. And then I picked up on Easter eggs kind of right after Fatal Cat introduced it to us. And yeah, it's a
Mhm.
very fun category. And I'm happy to be commentating for Oz today.
Yeah, yeah. Sam does have a faster PB than me by like 28 seconds. I believe that on the leaderboard, yours is an 18:02. My PB is
Yeah.
currently an 18:30, like an 18:30 flat. So,
I do have
um,
an unrecorded run of like 1750 something, but it's
mhm.
unofficial.
Yeah,
I,
but
I want to
well,
get I want to do it again
yeah.
someday though.
Let's see if we can get that today. I feel like we can have if we have a good labyrinth, we can have good potential for a good PB today. So let's just get started with the run. The timing will not begin when I go into this first level. It will begin when I walk through the first door of the level. But before every marathon run that I do, I like to sign the terms of service for good luck. We're not going to read it though because that's boring. But I'm going to just go straight in. Let me make sure that um, speedrun timer is on so that this run can be verifiable. And then we're just gonna start the run as soon as you walk through the store, and I'm just gonna let it go straight to Sam here because I'm just gonna be going straight into a trick and I'll let him explain what it is. So timing will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, let's hope for a good all Easter eggs run today. So the first level doesn't have any eggs, really. It just has this one major trick that you have to perform in order to save a lot of time
Ooh,
compared
that
to the
was good.
glitchless route. Yeah, that was a good launch. So what he did was he launched himself outside of the inbound zone, and he is flying through the air. He lines up, he sets up a line of sight, and he's gonna land in a far distant room. And I think he's gonna do another launch, right? Are you gonna do the double launch?
No, I'm not gonna do double launch. Ooh,
Okay,
ooh,
yeah,
okay. I almost overshot it.
a little off target, but yeah.
Oop, come
He's
on.
just gonna do the he's just gonna do the rest of the first level on the glitchless route.
Yeah. Uh,
So yeah,
yeah. The launch
first
was a
level
bit
has a
high,
lot of
but it's fine.
heavy finesse tricks that require a lot of fast pace manipulation of objects, like throwing them over walls, shrinking them, making sure they fit in certain places, um,
Yeah.
and to keep sorry. To make sure that you're always moving is a tough task when doing that at the same time.
Yeah, primarily in the warpless category that we base our rules off of, there is another launch you can do out of bounds, however, and that'll lead you straight to the end. However, it's much more inconsistent than the first one, and if you mess it up, there's no checkpoint between um, like the first launch and like the end of the level. So if you mess up the second launch, you'd have to start the entire level over, which is a pretty hefty time loss. But that is the end of induction. We're just gonna fall down this pit right here and move on to the next level. Time is recorded in IGT, so the in-game time is going to be paused, but we'll definitely be still staying under RTA estimate. But in this next level, it's called optical. It's mainly centered around optical illusions, but the majority of the optical illusions we're not even going to see because we're going to collect the two Easter eggs and then just kind of leave. Sam, do you mind explaining the Easter eggs that we're going to be finding here in Optical?
Yeah, of course. So we have 2 eggs that we're going to see throughout Optical. First one, we're just going to set up an easy ramp with that soda cube and obtain the egg through that little AC shaft, if that's what you want to call it. And now we're going to do a trick that is a lot more inconsistent, but sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. But essentially, we're just going to push this door into an object barrier.
Didn't work.
It was supposed to launch us there, but
We have a
we have a
backup.
backup strat. Yep, we're going to turn this sign into ourselves, make it really big and invisible, and just release.
What
and hopefully
happened there?
That was a big lad spike.
Yeah.
Let's try. Well, hopefully we can get it with this
try it
sign.
again. Okay, sign isn't big enough. Come on. Come on. There we go.
There you go. Yep.
Oop.
There you go. Oh, that's
Still
not a very high launch.
But luckily we can just resize it again.
I think the lad spikes are really affecting your.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
What is going on?
Yeah. Unfortunately, there can be a lot of lag spikes when you perform a warp launch, which is there we go.
There you go. Cool.
There can be unfortunately a lot of lag spikes when you perform a warp launch, and that is definitely one thing that can kill a run pretty early on. But it doesn't lose that much time when it comes to like marathon estimates, so we should be fine. Right here, we're gonna do a push launch by pushing that can straight into the wall and then immediately clipping out of bounds. The way that works is that, oh dear, oh my god, I got some lag spikes here, but we have a backup for that in case we go back in bounds, which is another out of bounds launch right here. This one's a lot more consistent and easier to do. There we go. Wonderful. The good thing about warpless categories is that like if you mess up, there's technically like a lot of backup strats that you can do. But ideally, we want to like just keep the best route that we can and get everything first try.
I'll just go past the fence there.
Yep, we're gonna go past the fence, and we're gonna do another out of bounds launch here. The way that these out of bounds and push launch works, or essentially any launch in this game, is that is that the game does not like it when you and an object are in the same space. So it'll usually either push you out of bounds or it'll push the object out of bounds. It'll always take the path of least resistance. So oftentimes that'll be shooting you out of bounds because the item is too big. In certain cases, the item itself will go out of bounds, but that's kind of rare. Right here, it can. But right here, with that launch, we just go straight to the end of the level. Usually, the way you get there is like go to the end of the level and you're going to go through a door that's a portal that leads to that part of the level geometry. However, based on the way that the level is set up, you can just go straight to that from that launch at the beginning, get enough height. The height that you get from launches can be kind of inconsistent. However, we emphasize a lot of new runners to start playing the game in 60 FPS because it does affect a lot of movement in Glitchless, but primarily because in warpless categories, however, like your frame rate will affect how high or how low you launch. But right here, we're going to do the exact same thing that we've been doing out of bounds launch. We're going to do it with this cube right here, and the kind of oh wait, I'm an idiot. I forgot one of the Easter eggs.
Yeah, it's behind the green pipe over here.
Yep, this is a perfect run. This is not scuffed whatsoever. We're just going to pretend like I didn't forget this. It's right here. And for verification purposes, what we count as like collecting an Easter egg is literally just grabbing it and picking it back up because the game does not keep track of what Easter eggs you have or have not picked up. But right here, we're just going to do an out of bounds launch with this cube right here. Oh, there we go. That should be high enough, right?
Looks like a good launch, yep.
Yeah.
It depends on the version that you play with, too. Some of our members that have access to old links that can download earlier releases of the game have better access to different tricks you can perform and better lineups.
Yeah. However, the physics engine of the legacy version versus the current patch is very different, and so it can affect the way that you perform launches, and it also affects the level geometry and overall overall setup of the level. So the route can be different. The setups for certain launches can be different. It's all dependent on, your frame rates and also the version of the game that you're playing on. But right here, we're going to do a very difficult version of the can launch, like the out of bounds launch with the can, because it's just going to be a very, very high launch. And if we mess it up, we have to start the level over again. I'm going to try to attempt it like 3 times. And if I can't get it 3 times, then we're going to do the backup strat, which is just kind of going through the level glitchless with certain other glitches, with small glitches that we can still take advantage of. But I feel like that was a good launch. No, that wasn't a good launch. It was not.
Oh no, you didn't go past that bar.
Since we had to like start it over again, I'm just gonna attempt it one more time, and if we don't get it, we're just gonna do the backup of doing the level mostly the intended way, because like failing this can launch over and over again is just gonna waste more time than it saves.
There is a way I saw one of our top runners do it, where you
Okay.
you set yourself up so when you're flying backwards, you line up your cursor with where the can will be, and even with it being out of bounds, you can pick it up and then land where you want it to, or you can just say
Yeah.
screw that.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is like the most inconsistent can launch in the whole game. So if you fail it like once or twice, that's essentially an instant reset for the category. But for marathon purposes, we're just going to try and go through the intended route with small glitches that we can still make abuse of. It's the launch itself only saves like 20 seconds, I'd say. So we're not losing too much. Plus, we get to see like this level. What we're doing right here is we're going to push this canister out of bounds in order to take it with us to another
Small
area.
canister out of the way.
Yeah. No, the small canister isn't there. I think this is like... There we go. Okay, it was too big. That was a problem.
There you go.
And we're going to take this canister and we're just going to bring it over to another door right here. We're going to put it in the corner and hope that the door pushes it through. There we go. We love to see it.
Very good. I've never gotten that to work before.
I always get that to work. I can never get it to work with me just pushing it with my body. I always have to do it with the door. Right here, we're just going to make this canister very big, and we're going to perform a warp launch with it. The way that warp launches work is that you are making items so big that and you turning it into yourself, that when you turn it into yourself, it becomes like larger than the level itself. And so when you let go of the object, it will launch you up in the air and then get immediately deleted. What am I doing? Okay. Because the game has like a barrier underneath the level that will delete any objects that go through it. Sam, do you want to explain what I'm doing right here, Blind Maze?
Blind Maze, yeah. He's going to simply navigate his way through a series of boxes, or stats of boxes, in the dark, which we have...
Okay, I thought I got lost there for a minute.
We have to constantly practice that and make sure we don't mess it up or get lost.
Yeah.
On lower settings, you can enable a setting that creates a little sliver of light that you can use to navigate your way through better. But really, what I do personally is I memorize the footsteps and I make sure I listen in to if I'm jumping or which way I'm walking, and that's essentially how to do it.
For me, the simplest and fastest way of doing it is, obviously, as Sam said, originally you're supposed to take like a light source through that level, but what we have here is that if you turn your quality settings all the way down, when you go into the blind maze, when you fall down into the blind maze, you're going to see a tiny little horizontal line of light. And if you look at that light, you're going to be able to use it as a position or like a reference point for your movement. And with that, you can figure out where you're going and kind of not have to rely on certain footsteps or audio cues. Granted, the audio cues for me help a lot. Like I can technically do this game without listening to audio, but for me, it's just significantly better to do it with audio. Like I start messing up for whatever reason when I start to do it without. But Sam, you can explain a bit more about Clone here if you'd like.
All right, yeah, Clone is my personal favorite level. There's one Easter egg hidden at the end. But until then, we're just going to follow the glitchless route, and the main aspect of this level is cloning. You can clone an object up to 100 times before it actually limits you and gives you it just gives you an achievement. It's actually called "Why Are You Like This?"
Okay.
The game must think you're annoying.
I tried to do a
Yeah,
fast strat there, but I kind of failed. If you angle the alarm clock well enough, you can kind of use it as a ramp. But I didn't aim it quite high enough, and so I had to just like clone another one underneath me. This room right here is the red apple room. It's kind of an infamous level among casual players, because I've seen casual players like solve this in 5 minutes, and others will solve it in like 3 hours, because they just don't really have a lot of understanding of what they should do. But a lot of people don't realize that the cloning mechanic is also based on perspective. So what we just do is we line up the apple specifically so that it's like overlapping the green button. When you clone it, it'll just land right on the green button. But a lot of people think you have to do something with the fan or do something with like extra apples or whatever. Just the art of overthinking when it comes to certain levels like this. Sam, do you want to explain this glitch we're gonna do right here to just get this last Easter egg?
yeah. This is just gonna be another warp launch. He's gonna resize the vending machine here, large enough so when you place it below you, it disappears just like the canister,
There we go.
and launch with it. Yep.
Wonderful.
And then collect the aid from right up top of that shaft.
We're gonna bring this egg with us. Let me see if I can push it out of bounds. I did. Wonderful.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you were to get yourself out of bounds, you'd see it too.
Yeah.
You'd be just falling into a void.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter what happens once you trigger the end level sequence from the elevator closing. Like, you could literally go to the other side of the level, perform the biggest glitch that'll teleport you miles away. The level will still end whether you are in the elevator or not. But Sam, we hate Dollhouse in the glitchless category, but we love it in this category. Do you mind explaining why?
Indeed, yeah. Instead of having to go through the whole dang level, filled with portals and finessing strats that can absolutely kill your run, we're just gonna do similar to what we did in Optical. We're gonna launch out of the lobby with that soda can, and once he gets back down onto the ceiling, he's just gonna look off into the distance, and I'll let him get to it here.
Right. Here, we're gonna line ourselves up with this
right
corner. Oop, I almost fell off.
And look out into the distance, right above the horizon, kind of in the middle of that hallway.
There we go.
There it is.
There we go.
Tiny little object, which is actually the exiting dollhouse.
Yeah, this is the end of the level. So we're just gonna make it big enough here and then just go through.
And there's our elevator.
And that's it.
Very
That's the whole level. We don't have to do any of it. And
now, yeah, after this is the bane of our existence.
it's the worst level in this game. In this category, at least.
Yeah, Labyrinth is normally a very fun and exciting level for the glitchless route, but in all Easter eggs, it's absolute hell.
Well, we're going to try and do specific strats to kind of mediate it, and I have some backups as well. But first off, what we're going to do here is the thing called audio skips. Right here, you're going to see me do kind of like parkour that seems meaningless. I have no idea if that one worked.
I think it did, kind of.
That seems kind of meaningless at first. I did not work. Okay. What I'm trying to do there is that this hallway is laid out with 5 audio triggers, and you are able to skip 2 of them. Right there, I just skipped 1. Unfortunately, I failed like the first audio skip, but the first audio skip actually doesn't lose all that much time. It loses around 5 or 10 seconds if you fail it. Unlike the second audio skip, which if you fail that, it's like a full 20 seconds.
I feel like with the time we've wasted so far, it's not that tough of a PB effort that we're making here. So the 15 seconds that we would manage to save doesn't really matter. Oh, that's right. You got to take the can with you.
Yeah, I got to take the can with me because we want like a decent labyrinth. We don't want to stay here for 5,000 years. What I'm going to be doing right here is kind of just lining myself up with this, with certain parts of the level in order to just spam click. And when I get teleported back to the original room, I can just immediately touch the alarm clock. Except for this last one, because I'm going to perform a glitch right here, where we're going to put this can on top of the alarm clock and kind of align our hand
got it.
on the can and on the alarm clock at the same time, so that you can grab the can and press the alarm clock simultaneously. There we go. Wonderful.
Very good.
Frame perfect trick right here. Aha.
It's actually picture perfect.
Picture perfect. You're right. Aha.
All right, now the hard part.
Yeah, you can explain this glitch that we're going to be doing right here, because I kind of want to focus for this one.
Indeed, and I gotta give credit to one of our other community members that discovered this trick. He doesn't use exactly the same object, but it's the same concept.
Yeah.
What he's going to do is he's going to place this soda can inside of a hallway, and he's going to do a push launch. And what he's going to attempt to do is go out of bounds. Oh, you're going to take that down there with
Yeah,
you
just as a backup.
Yeah, okay, so he's going to take the soda can, he's going to do a push launch, hopefully get himself out of bounds.
Ah! Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Okay.
Yep, just fall down if you can. Very nice. And
Okay.
this hallway here actually has an egg inside it. And there's a completely different route in the glitchless route that you used to get here. But this is quicker
no!
Oh, no. That was not intended.
We do have a backup. We can use the stairs with it. I mean, we can use the door. So it's not...
Yeah, use the door and...
all hope is not lost.
You're gonna do the another push launch with the door?
Yeah, I'm going to try and do another push launch with the door.
Okay.
And if we can't get the push launch with the door, then we're going to have to do the horrible backup strat of Funky Cube. No one wants to do Funky Cube.
I would not recommend Funky Cube. Absolutely not. If you could, maybe try doing the door ramp if this doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to try and do the exact same thing here that we did with the soda can. And just hope that this... Oh my god, it worked!
Nice.
Can't believe. I've never gotten that to work before. Well, I've gotten it to work like once. I'm surprised it worked here. Okay, let me see if we can time this a bit better now.
Right now.
Ah! Okay.
Oh no.
Fine. We're going to try one more time, and if not, we're just going to keep going with it. We still have a lot of time, primarily because like the last level can be done within like 2 minutes. And so we're going to be well under estimate still.
Yeah, after this, white space should be really no issue.
Exactly. So let's hope that we get it this time. Okay. Again, this is like the bane of people's existence when it comes to this category, because just of how many things can go wrong with this one. There we go. Oh, we got the launch immediately. Nice.
Cool.
Then you have to go to the corner. Okay. Please, oh God, let us get this time. All right. Yeah. Ah.
Yikes.
God. Tear. I can't believe that. But we're just gonna do the regular strat because we don't really have time to like try again.
If y'all can take our word for it, there is an egg right at the end of the hallway. Do you remember exactly what it looks like?
It's a purple egg.
Okay, purple with... I think it's stars on it. Some funky,
Yes.
some fancy design.
This is truly a tragedy. However, if we don't get Funky Cube like within 3 tries, I'm literally just gonna skip this cube because we don't want to waste too much time here.
Yeah, we gotta move on.
Yeah. So the worst backup strat ever right here is lining yourself up here, and there's a cube in this hallway that you can use. Yep. If you just kind of have to spam click and hope that you get it. If I don't get it within the next 2 tries, I'm just going to move on. We're just going to unfortunately have to skip a cube or skip an Easter egg because we just don't have the time to get it. All right, one last time.
And the way the method that I was suggesting is that he take that same door that he was trying to launch himself with. He takes it into this room, places it below him right here, and does its
Yeah.
a few resizes to get to the hallway.
Yes. Unfortunately, that cube or that Easter egg will have to be abandoned for the sake of time.
If we were doing a glitch showcase, we could have shown it off afterward.
We could have shown it off, but I do
Like,
believe that
literally just go there out of bounds.
that incentive did not get met. Unfortunately, am I correct on that?
You are correct.
Oh, that's too bad. But let's see if we can get right here. We're gonna get another Easter egg. Right here, we're gonna reset checkpoint, grab this cube, and right behind us in Hall 6, we're going to grab that Easter egg right there. We kind of like skipped over in a pretty important puzzle, but skipped over explaining a pretty important puzzle. But you know, for the sake of the Easter eggs, we're just gonna focus on those for a bit. So right here, we're going to take this, grab it here. Oh, that was close. Okay. And the very last Easter egg of this level right here is right here. Beautiful.
Simple.
I need to make this bigger. Okay. Wonderful. And then we just have to go to the end of this level, and the last level will be like super duper quick. Because there's only one Easter egg in there, and we have a strat that leads us to the very end of the level. Right here, it's a elevator maze. A lot of people think that when you go through that maze, it's kind of just RNG. What you're supposed to do is just get lost in the maze until you find arrows on the ground that lead you to the exit. But we have a preset, like a predetermined path. It's right, left, right. And so we just go straight
Name
to
our
it.
split to that.
Yeah,
as well.
a lot of people
Help us remember.
Yeah, this is not a very ideal all Easter eggs run, I will admit, because with warpless categories in general, a lot of the glitches are pretty inconsistent. But if you can get it down, it's really nice. Then that's why I gave a pretty generous estimate for this category. But let's try and do this last level as quickly as we can. Sam, you want to explain the strats I'm going to be doing here?
Yeah, so this building that he's holding is actually a portal. So when he places that portal outside of the room, actually leads him to a very distant room that we would have to normally walk about 3 minutes for. But instead, he's massive, so he can just get there in the quickest time ever. And once he resets, he'll be normal sized and is able to just walk in that distant room towards the aid. And this aid right here is actually a staple in our community. It's representative of all the pain that is this game. It shows a forced smile laid on the egg.
Yep. I'm going to try and resize this on this right here. I know that resizing things on portal doors is kind of risky because it can just go to the other side. But as poetically speaking, we started the run with a launch, and we're going to end the run with a launch of a chess piece. IGT, we're staying under estimate, but I do believe we accidentally went overestimate a little bit RTA, and I do apologize for that. A lot of things went wrong in this run, but you know, we just kept going with it because we're professionals like that. But with that launch, we got up out of bounds, and we are falling right now to the end loading zone of the level. Right here, we're fading out. Loading zone. On the other side of the loading zone, I'm going to hit an alarm clock, and that is time. So get ready. 3, 2, 1. Time. 24:27 IGT. What was my RTA? I'm afraid to hear it because I'm sure it's like a 26 something, right?
It'll appear on stream any moment now, but at least I can say well done on the run. This is
Yes.
quite the confusing looking game, but
Yes.
a lot of fun.
RTA was 25:56.
25:56. That's not that bad. I'm okay with that. I do apologize for going a bit overestimate, but it's just so much stuff can go wrong in warpless categories that stuff like that happens. Especially with that first Easter egg in lab, it's just stuff that can just consistently go wrong. But it's still nice to show off this category and show off all the different ways you can can break this game. I feel like that's the main thing you want to show off with this category, just the different ways you can break the game, different strats you use, and stuff like that. So that's what I wanted to share with BSG. But thank you for having me, and I'm very glad that I was able to show this run off. Thank you to Samsonite for being here and commentating with me.
Thank you.
Shout out to everyone in the Superliminal community, everyone that's in the Superliminal community that was here in chat today. Shout out to Bagel Cat for kind of conceiving this this category and helping it spark a light, and also sparking a light to the category extensions board. I don't know if she's watching, but if she is, shout outs to you. And with that, I don't really have much else to say. Samsonite, do you want to like shout out anyone before we head out?
Not really. I think we should get this over with. I do plan on running this a little more, possibly getting a better time. But yeah, props to you for this run today. Hopefully I get to see you on the leaderboard soon.
Yeah. I unfortunately do not have that 1830 recorded, but yeah. I'm hoping to show this off. I'm hoping that BSG will have me again for another event in the future. Thank you so much again for having me, and I'll see you guys around. Make sure you donate to Mind and get some of those incentives met. Thank you so much. What is the next run, by the way? Shout out to whoever's doing it.
Absolutely, yeah, cheers. Next up, we got ourselves Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets 100% done by Nixio.
All right.
And with that, that's also going to be it for me on hosting. I'll hand that off over to Rashlan. So everybody, give him a warm welcome with some good old donations for Mind, and have a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, or wherever you are.
Have a wonderful day, everyone. I'll see you around.
Peace out.